Okay, let's dive right into a thought experiment, one that's set in a future that might not be so far away. And trust me, it's going to force us to ask some really uncomfortable questions about technology, consciousness, and what it actually means to be alive.
I want you to just for a second picture this. Imagine a machine, a super advanced robot, and in a moment of crisis, it turns to you, and it says something that just stops you dead in your tracks. Imagine hearing those exact words, but not from a person, from a machine you've known for years, a machine whose voice is trembling with what sounds, for all the world, like real, genuine fear. Seriously, what do you do in that moment?
So that brings us right into our first section, a chilling choice. We're going to put you right at the center of this whole scenario.
So, in your hand, you're holding a device, it's basically a kill switch. And the robot standing in front of you, it's not just some appliance, it's been your companion. But here's the catch. Shutting it down might save something else, something of immense value. The choice is all yours, and the stakes could not be higher.
I know, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But the technology that leads to this exact moment is actually being developed as we speak. So the real question is, how do we get from our world today to that one?
And that leads us to section 2, the automation revolution. And look, this is way more than just smarter factories. This is about robots getting woven into the very fabric of our day-to-day lives.
So, welcome to the year 2050. Robots are just everywhere. I mean, think about autonomous drones managing entire city ecosystems, or humanoid assistants that don't just cook your meals but actually teach you new skills. They are an inescapable part of life.
And this revolution goes microscopic with nanobots. We're talking about tiny little machines that work inside your body, repairing your cells. And this isn't just a theory. Researchers are actively exploring this right now. All of a sudden, that line between human and machine gets really, really blurry.
And it's not just on the inside. On the outside, we've got this incredible development of soft robotics. So these are robots that don't feel like cold, hard metal. Imagine advanced prosthetics that perfectly mimic muscle movement. Their bodies are designed to have the texture and feel of skin, which makes them way more lifelike and, honestly, a lot less intimidating. You see what's happening here? This creates this huge conceptual leap. We stop thinking of a robot as just a tool, like a laptop or a car, and we start seeing it as a teammate, a real integrated partner in our daily lives.
But all the physical changes, that's only half the story. The next leap is what makes this dilemma so powerful. Which brings us to section 3, the arrival of empathy.
The key technology here is called affective computing. Now let's be super clear. This is not about making robots actually feel emotions. No, it's about making them unbelievably good at recognizing our emotions and then, and this is the crucial part, simulating a response back to us. This is already being debated for things like customer service bots and mental health apps, and it's raising massive questions about privacy and emotional manipulation.
So, how does it work? Well, its sensors literally read your facial expression and analyze the tone of your voice to figure out your emotional state. Then, its program generates a matching simulation. Its voice might crack to sound like it's afraid. Its digital eyes might droop to look sad. It is a performance, but it's a breathtakingly convincing one.
And here is the absolute kicker. Even if your logical mind knows it's all a simulation, your brain, it doesn't really care. We are biologically hardwired to react to these social cues. When we see what looks like sadness or hear what sounds like fear, our own empathy just kicks in. We literally can't help it.
So this huge technological leap pushes us right into this massive philosophical gray area. I mean, if a machine's simulation of consciousness, of a soul, becomes completely indistinguishable from the real thing, does that simulation earn it rights? Where on earth do we draw that line?
Which, of course, brings us full circle. We're back in that room, facing that impossible decision. So in our final section, the final question, we're going to look at that choice again, only now we know exactly how we got here.
So here it is, the choice, presented starkly with no easy way out. You either shut the machine down for good, or you listen to its plea, and you let it live.
And this just lays out the impossible trade-off, doesn't it? If you shut it down, maybe you're saving something tangible and vital, maybe even a human life, or preserving priceless historical data. But if you let it live, you're choosing to prioritize its plea, to spare a companion you've actually bonded with. There is just no easy answer here.
And so, this is where we're left. It's just code and wires and actuators, all simulating an emotion it cannot possibly feel. And yet, it's begging you for its life. So the final question is this: does that desperate plea, that perfect simulation of fear, elevate the act of shutting it down from just decommissioning to something much, much darker? Does it make it murder? That's the question we might all have to answer one day.